Hello there. How are you? How is everyone? I'm sorry for being a little late. I had some issues with my internet connection. But here we are. CtrlC. Welcome to the second Let's Play session during Steam Next Fest. I hope you've all checked out the demo. If you haven't, do so now if you like. And yeah, let's get started, I would say. I hope everything is set up correctly. This is live, so you can ask questions or comment, whatever. Let me just quickly bring something up, 1 second. So I see the chat because that's missing. I hope you're all doing great. Thanks for stepping by. No, is that what you say? I'm sorry, I'm from Germany and English is not my first language. So please be a bit generous in terms of finding the right words at the right times. Okay, now I'm opening the chat so I can see if you're writing. See where we are. Let me switch back here. Now you can see me again. My internet connection is still a bit shaky, I'm sorry. There's unfortunately nothing I can do about that just now, but let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. Okay. Are we online, actually? It seems like we are. Yeah, okay, here we are. Perfect. Nice. Now I still need the chat. I'll be there in just a second. Sorry, the internet connection is a bit slow still, so I'm waiting for things to load. That's just a pity. Okay, now I see it, and I hope I can tune into the chat now. Let's see, chat. Here we are. Okay, should be working now. Great. I don't know if you saw the stream yesterday already. Okay, interesting. So I got an update from Discord. Let's just get going. I haven't I didn't manage to actually like make the change that I mentioned we could maybe make for today. That we introduced the hardcore play mode, like by just doing some hot wiring here and there. I tried that, but it didn't. Yeah, I couldn't finish it until the stream started. So partly because that still doesn't work. This is the source code. I forgot that we had that issue yesterday. That's a slightly bad start. Wait a second, I need to open CtrlC again. Could I forget that? But these are the little surprises when you work in game dev, you know. There are always things that come as a surprise. But campaign is what you can try out in the demo as well. So actually the demo has more campaign content than this version, like the beta testing version on Steam right now. If you like, you can join the beta test, by the way. You can join the Discord and write me directly, for example. That would be a way how you could join the closed beta if you want. So that's a group of dedicated testers. Thank you. If somebody's here from that crew, thank you very much. That's very helpful, having feedback on like, is that improvement really an improvement? Does it add to the game? Does it work well? Are there issues in whatever combination people are testing it on? That's really great. Let's start with the current daily challenge. So every day there's a daily track. Difficulties 3 to 5. So you can, some of them are easier. So we can have new people entering with these. The higher difficulties are more for the experts to compete with each other. But also in the simpler tracks, there's still like room for improvement. Even if you're like an absolute professional, you can still improve your score. It's just that the entrance level is higher. Let's see what we get. So I'm that blue box with the little eyes up there, and it's controlled with tank controls. So it's like I'm looking at it from the top view. This is like what you need to imagine to understand what's going on. What I could do actually is turn on the keyboard, the key presses. Maybe I should do that quickly, because then you see more easily what I do. Let me just quickly change that setting. That's I think that might be helpful for you to see what's going on. Give me just a second, because I could imagine that this really helps with understanding what's going on. It's technically a setting like any other, but it's not exposed in the GUI, so I just need to bring up the editor here, and we will be able to see the key presses. I don't know, I think it won't reload here, no, but let's just quickly restart the game, and then you can follow more closely what's going on while I'm playing. So back here. Okay. It's not showing for... okay. Let's see. Get the point. Okay. Let me quickly... let me quickly see if we can do something about it. No. Okay, we can't get key presses apparently. Never mind. So what I'm doing is like pressing the right and left key, and when you see these dust particles, then I'm pressing the up key. That's just to accelerate. So these are basically the main controls. You can also hit the brake, that's the down button, or you can play with the mouse or a gamepad, and that's actually everything you need to know. So that's really all of the controls. But as you see, and as you can imagine, you can always only turn by 45 degrees per step. So this is the closest circle you can drive, and you can imagine that this requires some planning ahead if you want to pass through a difficult passage. Sorry, and that's actually what really makes the game, interesting and challenging, and also keeps the challenge up, even if you're an expert. And actually, that's what I really like about the game as well. It's that you can quickly start a game, like a run, and it's going to be, it's going to last like a minute or so, but you have a nice challenge to I don't know, to overcome. And particularly with the daily run, I think it's even nicer to have some people to compete against. The same would work with regular tracks. You can save tracks, and they're procedurally generated, but you can store them and share them, or you can share the so-called level codes. These also encode entire levels, so you can compete with your friends and play the same tracks against them. What would be nice there, we don't have, besides the daily track, you've seen the high score maybe there before the start. We don't have that for like random levels, but I want to add a platform, like if there's interest for that, I want to add a platform where people can exchange their scores for random levels, or like arbitrary levels, and also where people can maybe like make challenges and say, okay, I'm challenging the community to beat my high score in level XYZ. That would be nice. That's what I'd really love making, if there's if there are enough people interested in in doing that. So that would be awesome if we had a community around the game that's interested in that kind of stuff. So let's just play some random tracks. So I decided to leave out the change. Oh, I not decided because it didn't work out in time. I wondered if I should just like kind of emulate that by restarting the level every time, but I mean I think that's a bit too boring for you maybe. So we won't have that this time, but I'm going to add that to the beta version pretty soon. And at some point I'll also, we have that flaw still with that wrong level element, add that to the beta, to the demo version as well. Whoa, that was close. I'm curious to see how people like the demo version actually. I don't think I have heard any feedback from people who haven't known or who didn't know the game before, but actually like Steam Next Fest has clearly boosted it's again there, sorry I missed it. I really need to check for that level element that you just saw. Okay, sometimes randomness can create things that are really a bit obscure, like this one, but never mind. The next element, this one that we're just entering, is the hardest level element I think I have in the whole game. I created that specifically in a way that it's particularly mean to pass through, and I haven't managed to go through it in one, like, without hitting the wall once, which is definitely possible. That's the design principle behind all these elements. What I don't know is why the random generator decided to be very unrandom in this track, like having the same element 3 or 2 times. But, well, I mean, if you have pure randomness, like true randomness, this is going to be happening a few times as well, so we shouldn't be concerned. Oops, pressed the wrong button. It's kind of nice if you just want to play like challenging games and have procedurally generated tracks all the time. Oh, by the way, the colors here are randomized too, but you can set them to fixed colors if you have a certain color scheme that you prefer. And in the demo, I have fixed the campaign colors to green and red. The classic, like the version that inspired this, was a green on black screen. That's why black and green is my default design, and that's why I also enforced that in the campaign in the demo, just to make it clear what's like the intended style, because it's a remake of a homebrew game on a Tandy TRS-80 that I played myself when I was like 4 years old, or starting when I was 4 years old. I played that until I don't know, I was maybe 7, 8, I don't know. At some point we just didn't use that PC anymore, or that computer anymore, so I couldn't play it. And that was, I still kept in mind that I loved the game and I wanted to re-implement it. And that was a few years before I started making my own version of it at school, actually. I think I must have been 16 years old when I built the first version myself. I still recall how I was working towards what I needed on a programming or from a programming perspective, because it looks pretty trivial, but it has its challenges. I mean, the look itself is not too complex, but still, the complexity of the game lies in the procedural generation and what's required for all the logic behind it. I would say that's also a bit of the beauty of the game. It's a bit like, I don't know if you know Super Hexagon. That's what I sometimes compare it to, because it has really simple graphics, but But just seeing the chat, sorry. But no, I forgot. Sorry. Yes, I'm not going to read the number. You can see it in the chat. So keep in mind, you have to take care of the Lua state when you reset the level. Yeah, that's true. That's what I just found out, that doesn't work here. I don't know if it works in the upstream version, but the Steam version obviously has. It doesn't even reset the score. That's what I just realized. My favorite colors are foreground and background, both on random. Yeah, me too. You mean random like random but not the same, or random but can be the same? Because some people find when the foreground and background colors are identical, they find that confusing. I have, like I said, I mean, the original version that I played, it didn't have the eyes, obviously. It didn't have particle effects. It also didn't have the animations, by the way. I think that adds a lot to the game feel and like game depth. But oops. It's that was obviously, like I said, it was a green and black screen, so there was no variation between like player color and wall colors. But I don't know, I also, since I'm playing this in the stream, I prefer having a more clear color separation, and I also like that color palette. I don't know how you feel. It's not every combination looks really nice, so color specialist could probably improve that by far still. But I like it as it is just now. By the way, this is the level code, so if you copied that and like send it to a friend, he could just play the exact same level, also with the same, like there are some random parts to it, and if you entered that code, it would set the exact same level with the same stakes, so you could compete with each other and see who gets the higher score. What I would find interesting, by the way, there's also a level editor that comes with the game. It's even included in the demo, but I didn't I don't point to it anywhere because it's a bit unintuitive how to use it with the demo, because the demo is a bit limited in its capabilities to play random levels. So you could use the level editor, but you couldn't play the result. You could only like send me that, and if it's cool, I could add it to the game for everybody. But that level editor comes with the game, and that's actually what I use to make most of the elements, or like the newer elements. The first ones are from that school version back in, I don't know, 2002. I think that's about the time. So they date back to that time, some of them. I don't remember which ones exactly. I don't know. Probably I still have that copy. Maybe I should check if I still find it, so I could show you that original version, like the first version that I built of the game. The original version doesn't exist anymore, I'm afraid. We don't have that computer anymore, and I doubt that anybody else has. And I think we also lost the listings. So if they appear, I'm really happy to share that, but I fear that they're gone, which is a pity. You really need to archive your game dev, game dev results, I would say. I think preservation is something that's really a challenge, but makes sense to have, because yeah, it's always a bit of history. In this case, my personal one, but still. I'm really happy because I enjoyed that game so much over the time, I'm really happy to bring that to more people. I hope it's going to find its niche. It's of course not something that somebody who usually plays, I don't know, FIFA or Call of Duty is going to play, but maybe some indie game or retro game enthusiasts are going to like it and see the fun and the value. And that would be great if there's, like I said, if there's going to form a community who's oops. I think we may need to quickly I just need to fix something about my internet, like I said. 1 second. No big deal, but I need a few seconds to update this. Oh no, the high score of the daily fell. Oh, did it? It has. Let me check. Let me check if I can improve my score. Yes. Okay, I hope we're still properly online. Okay, today it's taking a bit longer. That's no good. That's not the message I want to read from my internet service. It hasn't worked. Oh no. Okay. Well, okay, I hope everything is going to work out still. Let's try again in a second. In case the stream like crashes for a moment, excuse me, it's my internet connection. We have a bit of a hard time getting, I don't know, getting proper internet everywhere in Germany. That's really annoying. And sometimes leads to that kind of delays at the start or issues during the stream. Okay, now it worked. That's good. So we won't be offline suddenly. Yeah, good. Good to know. Let me see the special... Oh no, I don't have the update yet. Do I need to reload the game? There's something about that high score that's not entirely working in the beta version. I'm not sure what's causing the issue there. Because I don't see the update. I probably need to restart the game and then I would have it. But I can still try to beat my own high score for the time being. No. One collision is like basically over because you can't really get to the really high score level with hitting, like when you hit the wall. The stream crashes, wait a few seconds, click the reload button in Steam, top left corner, third button from top. Okay. Thanks for pointing that out. For community you can join the Discord. Yeah, true. I guess that's the community Discord, right? There's a screenshot on Discord now. Mine is at 110,275. Okay. So you're 500? No. 400 something better. Okay. If I don't hit the wall, I think I'll make it. Let me see. Oh, by the way, that small dot... Oh, okay. That small dot that's moving around me, that's actually my high score, like my previous high score, you know? That's my best best playthrough. It's like a ghost of that best score that I've had. I mean, oh no, we can't afford to have a collision because that's going to just crash the high score. Having all these, you know, these additional steps around these corners is just not good, but sometimes it's the safer way. Instead of cutting corners, just making bigger curves can save us collisions, but it saves us or it reduces the amount of well, gains that we make. Let's see, 110,400, same as the ghost in Tracania. Yeah, true. 100 10,465. We're slightly better. Let me see if that's... Ah, now we see it. Okay, now it's synced. Okay, 200 nearly. Let's see if we can still improve. No! Like I said, this is just... If you crash once, it's not gonna lead anywhere. That's why I wanted to introduce that hardcore mode for today, to show you that in with more gravity. But I couldn't hotfix that, like I said, or hotwire that. That was not feasible in the time that I had before today's stream. No! One key press too much and you're like out. It's just pushing. The nice thing, I mean, I made the game, you know, that's by the way, it's like a one person dev studio here. So what I really like about it is that it's perfectly accurate, at least from my experience. So when you make a mistake, it's like it's never going to be the controls, or at least if you have if you don't have input lag, but technically that shouldn't be the case. So I had that in some virtualized environments, but I think if you run it on a real machine, it's not going to be there, and I don't have it here. So and without input lag, it's really precise. So if you press the wrong button, or if you just press it like a split second too early or too late, then you're really going to know, okay, that was clearly me. There wasn't anything I could have done about it. That was one key press too little, you see. Thanks, let me try again. Let me see if I want to improve my score, even though user with the guest with the long number probably hasn't beaten us yet, but I want to make it harder for him. No. Like, I don't know if that's obvious, like he's obviously one of the beta testers, because the demo users, that's one of the limitations of the demo. You can play the challenge, like the daily challenge every day, but you can't take part in the competition. That's why there's this lock. I don't know if you've seen it. So if you play the daily challenge, there's a lock shown for the high score, and that means you can't join the high score. What am I doing? Oh man. You see, it's like, it's not super easy once you're competitive. And what's also nice about that daily system is all these levels, also the daily levels, are procedurally generated, but we could create, so for special events, for example, it's easily possible to have custom-made daily levels. We could even, if there's like, for example, if we ran a competition, we could just make user-generated levels be daily levels for like a week or so, and have just that as a competition for everybody, because yeah, the structure is made such that this would be easily possible. So all these things, like I said, I hope the community is going to like the game and like these community ideas. But if that's the case, there's really much we can do about that. That's going to be pretty awesome. Of course, if the community appreciates it. I need to focus a bit on beating my own ghost here, because it's always tough. Whew. You see, that's when you lose your focus, you're basically not going to get anywhere. By one step. At least the timing for that Christmas tree at the beginning is pretty easy. So we can pass through that very reliably. I would love to have another coffee, because I think coffee boosts my ability to not hit the wall here, but I don't have any and I can't make it, because I'm playing with you. And there's nobody here I could ask. That's the downsides of being a solo dev. You can't share obligations and have somebody else play while I make coffee or whatever, the other way around. Somebody else make coffee while I'm playing. No. Ah. Da. You can call this user just Chaos. Okay, Chaos. There already are some elements for holidays, Easter and Xmas, if I remember right. Yeah, that's true, but they... were they part of the daily? I don't even remember if we had that. It might be. I think I had a daily, like a special daily. I mean that the fact that this is even possible was introduced only recently. So, I don't know if we had a... Did we have an Easter special for the daily challenge? We might have. So recently, and Easter are words that don't go together perfectly well, maybe. But I've been working on, like, some parts of the code are really old. So they date back to 2011. But I started or restarted development November last year. So we're nearly 1 year into it, and that means like based on a code base that existed before that. So it took quite some effort to get things to the to the state they are here. 102,712. Let's see. I'm pretty much I'm pretty much ahead now, apparently. Let's just go back to random levels while Chaos is working on his high score. Unless you have an update that's not yet synced here. I think it doesn't always reload the high score list, because that would require... I mean, I could probably do that, but I always fear like doing too many web calls could cause, I don't know, delays, issues, whatever. Because obviously that's a web call. Oh no, I missed. Here, this is laid out such that you always, you always need to shift the side. So you always need to change when you're in these diagonal alleys or paths. You need to check that you're changing like the side you're on, because otherwise you can't make it through. Almost close. We're getting there. Oh no, I'm not focused. I'm not fully focused. I'm telling you. Let's just restart that. I'm sorry. Replay track. Let's replace the same track again. It just picks other colors in my current setting. Okay. By the way, if everything like technically goes correct, then I'll just upload the current stream recording, because I have like a local recording. I'll just upload that to YouTube, so if you missed some pieces, you can rewatch it later. And I think I'm going to make some kind of gameplay, yeah, like just pure gameplay together in a sort of gameplay showcase video from the streams yesterday and today. How how can I be that little focused? Guys, how is that possible? I guess that will be the score for today. Somehow I'm not in shape, even bump into walls on straight roads. You saw me do, you saw me, I don't know, being unfocused. Let's see. I mean, if you improve your score, let me know, and we'll try to improve still. But I think the 1000 ahead is quite nice. I think actually the difference is because I didn't trigger the finish line issue, and in the other run I did, and maybe you did too. It's fixed in the demo, but not yet in the full release in the beta test, unfortunately. I could totally use like 1 or 2 people working on that with me, even if it looks like it's a small project. It's not. Could really use more manpower, fixing issues, working on the features that I want, working on, I don't know, the campaign. That would be great. Raindrops are dangerous, but I made it. That's good. By the way, I mean, it's probably not appropriate for everybody, or appropriate is the wrong word, not feasible for everybody. I regularly stream the development of CtrlC on Twitch, but in German. So if you're interested, it's like the channel is called Andarian Live. And oh, yeah, okay. Thank you. If you guys want to see how the game gets developed, follow on Twitch. Thanks. I didn't see that before I mentioned it. It's funny how yeah, okay, thanks. Thanks for pointing to that. Exactly what guest long number aka Chaos is saying. So, but like I said, it's in German, so, but I mean, I'm still happy to answer questions in English, or occasionally do a short passage in English. Just that I find it a bit hard to stream, speak English, and code at the same time. That's like one thing too much at the same time for me. Yeah, let me get a fresh track. It's frustrating. Running into the first wall is something that, you know, you feel like, okay, that can't happen, but it happens so often. Let me tell you that. From my years-long experience with this game or its predecessor. That heart, by the way, is part of the game icon here on Steam. I think it's... Oops, oh no. That heart came out for Valentine's Day, by the way. It's just a bit spikier than it ought to be, maybe. But that was my Valentine's Day update for this year. I was sharing these updates on Twitter, but I don't know, Twitter has changed, so right now I'm more focusing on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and posting short video instead of yeah, tweets with clips. So if you like, follow me there. That would be awesome. And if you have any ideas, feel free to share them. Whoa, that's Pong. I don't know, you may recognize, right? Like it's just a fixed animation, but I still like, I don't know, I like that you cross through a Pong play field. Okay, sorry, I think I may need break in some sense. But we can't have a break now. Because I'm driving really badly. That's, you know, when the focus, when you lose focus, that's what you get. You hit the wall like 10 times as often as you would without that lack of concentration, of focus. That's just what happens after a while. Even if you're really, really good. We switch to English if the chat is majority English, which happens sometimes. Yeah, but not very often, actually. By the way, the rain element is snow in retro graphics mode, thanks to the fade effect. Would you say so? We can go... let me just turn on the retro mode effect, because that's also nice to show, maybe. I'm going to play a 3. Okay, this 3 is not easy. Okay, I need to change how that scanline thing on the left is sorted into the difficulty buckets, because that in difficulty 3 does not make any sense, and I wonder what I ever thought when I assigned it that difficulty. I mean, that must have been an error. Sorry, error. Oh no. Okay, we have that roadblock again. I don't know. That's, I hope, the only wrong element that belongs actually to the campaign, but shows up here. That shouldn't be the case, but this one was assigned the wrong property, obviously. But it's only here the case. So in the demo, there's, yeah, okay, there are anyway no entirely random tracks, but so the beta version that I'm playing just now doesn't have the patches of the last, I don't know, 2 months of development actually. But I also have to say that I had to work on something else in the meantime, so there are not too many changes. That sounds like more. No, let me play another track. Maybe the raindrops are actually not difficulty 3, right? I think so. May very well be the case. This empty element here is actually meant to be filled with something really nice that has a bit of a challenge in one element. I had a nice idea, but I haven't implemented that yet. Oh no, not special this time. Let's get back to 5. Even if I hit the wall a few times, I hope you're going to be forgiving. Oh no. That, you know, that it's sometimes so simple corners that you still hit. That's I don't know why, but that's so often the case. That scanline thing above here, that one doesn't have the line in it. There are 2 versions. It's a bit mean, but if you get it right, it's really easy to get through it with relatively high speed and reliability. But you need to have that exact feeling for when to pass. Oops. No, that wouldn't have been necessary. Just hitting the wall twice in the same spot by starting in the wrong direction, that's something that's really annoying. And, you know, you really wouldn't have to have that. It's just pure lack of caution. I haven't pointed that out yet, this playthrough. So you see that arrow that appears when I hit the wall. That's just the indicator telling me. You also see that from the direction the eyes are looking, but without the eyes, they are not necessarily part of the game. You wouldn't know which direction you're facing, and when there's a more complex environment that you're going through, that's really helpful to see which direction you're continuing to. That's why I got asked that by friends with whom I did a real world playtest. Like, you know, see, I'm facing upwards here, and you see that also from the eyes. I can't point to it here, but you know, yeah, you see it. So when I turn it left, the eyes turn as well. You see the player looks in the same direction as the arrow, and this one is probably still kind of obvious, but I don't know if I would know for sure that I hit with this direction. It's probably obvious, but still, in a more complex situation, you don't know which direction you were facing when you hit the wall. So that plus the get the best direction to continue thing is the reason for that arrow, and it has big it's a big improvement compared to not having it. Like, it wasn't always there. That's also an improvement with respect to the original version, by the way. The arrow wasn't there, so you never knew what happened. I missed the chat. Wait, write the big secret project. I'm still curious. And that wasn't the secret project. The secret project is end of year. But I can share information about that in the next Twitch stream, I would say. I think it's... Why do you say it's like snow now? Because it looks like there are other smaller flakes. Oops, I'm hitting like the rainbow twice. Yeah, so that end of year secret project is, I think it's kinda shareable, but I would, yeah, double check that, but I can probably tell you more in the next Twitch session. That's going to be cool. I mean, it's, yeah, I think it's cool. But I mean, I'm also maybe special. Let's see. Oops. Whoa. Ooh. Yeah, this is again that, you know, that thing that looks like a football that's rotating. I don't know if you recognize that, but that's what it's meant to look like. That was also a special day element that I made for the Super Bowl this year. So that's also originating from the social media activity around CtrlC. Same for that guinea pig up there. I don't know if that's recognizable, but like the third element after the start is a guinea pig. Because we have guinea pigs at home, and there was a Twitter thread with another indie developer who said there were too few games with guinea pigs, and so I said, okay, hold my beer, I'm going to add a guinea pig to Ctrl-C, why not? And here we are. A small guinea pig is in the game. Oops. I pressed the upwards button. That's actually this, like the button to speed up is the same button to continue driving when you hit the wall. So I pressed that so quickly after I hit the wall that I didn't realize that I actually hit the wall, but I thought I was just speeding. Well. No. Man. One step too early. This is something that happens so often. Because snow has bigger flakes and falls slower, and the fade effect makes things slower, at least to me. Okay, does it? I don't know. Maybe it's the case. I would need to compare that like side by side, but you may be right. Okay, there are 3 guinea pigs in this track. They're pretty easy. I mean, I think they should also be like difficulty 2 or something. I mean, I mean, you don't need to pass the legs, so it's obviously not that hard. Oops. No. Ah, it's sometimes can be frustrating. Actually, that's a bit like why I chose the name CtrlC, because um I felt like when you play in hardcore mode, that like I said is not yet implemented, but when you do that and you're just near to the exit and you realize it's you just hit the wall out of just yeah like this because you were not paying attention, then it is a bit of a rage game. And I thought, okay, this could be like the command line version of Alt F4, you know, that rage bait game. It's not exactly comparable, of course, it's quite different, but still, I felt like, okay, maybe that makes sense. So if you play Control C in game, then it immediately leaves the game. I'm not going to show you this here, but it works. Should also work with the demo, by the way. So when you press Control C, you're out. No questions asked. No, do you want to save or cancel or whatever? No. Ah, ah. The since we have, I would love to have that platform, that challenge platform, because honestly, since we have, I always love just playing these tracks, but since we have the daily challenge, I'm actually a bit, I don't know, I'm like motivated to have more competition, like direct competition, not only with myself, but with other players. I don't know, that's a bit new to me in this game, but it does change the motivation a bit, or not the motivation, but the thrill. I kind of, you know, like the idea of having that daily overall challenge for everybody, but um, it's more, it adds more than I would have anticipated. Let's phrase it that way, you know? When I'm not saying much, I'm focusing, by the way. You see, that's what happens if I miss it. Funny, just had the finish line crash, but didn't affect the score. Oh, interesting. 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 I don't know how that works, but okay. Huh. I mean, it's fixed anyway, so we don't need to think too much about what special cases there are, but I can't see how that happens. But anyway, apparently it's possible. However that works. One thing we haven't seen much, by the way, because there are not too many elements, and apparently there's, I don't know, for some reason there's something wrong in this particular build. There are also interactive elements, so not only animated ones, but also ones that react to the player. So depending on where you are or where you move or which direction you move, the elements can interact with you. That's kind of cool, but for some reason it has, at least in this build, it seems to have some technical issues. So I need to get that sorted out before release, of course. But apparently here it's not working because we have one interactive element here. That's the one at the very lower left corner. But that should actually move the player outwards. It's like a slope, but for some reason it's not working here. $62,391. Oh, okay, interesting. Interesting. Yeah. No. Ah, annoying. It was such a nice and clean run where I hit the wall twice in really unnecessary spots. Okay, that was really unnecessary as well. Oh, that's... Such a... such an annoyance. No! When you think, okay... Oops. When you think, okay, it's not... it's like... It's anyway not going anywhere. And basically give up, then sometimes this is what happens. Told you so. And in the editor you can make tracks with buttons like to open gates or shortcuts. Kind of. I don't know if we have actually buttons. I think that's not really working yet, is it? But you can kind of emulate that. Or you can have like what I would do is have like a pass through. This is also an interactive element, by the way. It should be working, but it's not. These are actually, I mean, these are like this. That's pretty little scary. But these are actually player like enemy players kind of that follow you and that try to hit you and or get in front of you, and so you run into them. It's just not working. So there's something wrong with these interactive elements just in that build, unfortunately. So I can't show you how nicely these add to the overall game experience, because that's, you know, the first thing that we had was animated elements, and the interactive elements came later. But I think they are really nice add-on. You have coding in Lua. They are all coded in Lua. You have that anyway. Why not just make use of it to make things more intelligent? You know. Are there any... Oops. Are there... Oh, no. I'm wondering if I should leave the demo online after Steam Next Fest. So there are different opinions on that in the indie dev sphere. I think I'll leave it online for at least another 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to leave it online forever. I mean, it makes sense to have a demo. I don't know if it makes sense to have a demo right before the release. I don't know. I did so a long time ago. Walk here, and 3 elements further, a door opens. Was it the evening after the stream where you added global track-wide variables in Lua? Yeah, I remember. I just don't remember how you implemented the button. Was it a real button, or did you? Because I mean, if you have a button that you need to hit, then you would hit a wall, right? Or was there a way around that? I think we discussed introducing like shallow elements, but I don't think that has made it to any release yet. I think it's not even implemented in any upstream version because it's requires a whole lot of changes on like every layer. Not too many, but they affect like every element of the game and the dev environment, like the level editor, the daily, the daily not, probably that's okay, but the daily track generator or daily track server / generator. No! Just hitting that tiny, stupid... The door opened when you stepped on a certain pixel, but you could also remove a pixel to make it seem like a button was pushed to have a way to leave without crashing. It was more like a pressure plate. Does that work from a timing perspective, that you show something and when you are about to hit it, you remove it so it doesn't count anymore? That's possible. I just don't know for sure. But yeah, we have, that's not yet implemented anywhere, I think. At least not in the official tracks, like in test tracks, but not anywhere like in an official element or in an official campaign level. So there are track level variables. Usually all these elements, they don't speak with each other. They have basically no way to communicate with each other. They are just randomly picked, like I said, it's like procedurally generated tracks all the time. And so they need to fit into every configuration. So that was never like a thing that I thought I would need. But on the one hand with the campaign levels, and on the other hand with like pre-made levels that work similarly, it's interesting to have an option to for the elements to work together in a sense. Sorry, I hope that was filtered out. I changed the position of my microphone, and so now I'm sometimes confused. I hit it by accident. Maybe I should change that again. Yeah, so that's possible technically now, but I don't think I have any example where that's being used. But there will definitely be campaigns or campaign levels that will use it. I'm just not yet sure if it's going to be the last, like, the stable implementation. Maybe not yet. You can't trigger them, but you can set one of the 3 track-wide variables by one element and check it each frame in the other element, so it kinda is communication. Yeah, yeah, true. I mean, there's no like signaling or whatever, like direct communication between the elements. That's true. But I mean, that track-wide global variables that you can use is what I consider like a kind of shared communication level thing. This is, I think, also an interactive part that we're not seeing running. I don't know why. It must be this particular test build. Oh no, we have that a track element in here again. I really need to update the Steam version. I'm sorry for my beta testers that it's that there's this element in the random pool. By the way, if you want to become a beta tester nonetheless, even though they're treated badly, join the Discord and write me a direct message or write in one of the channels and add Johannes. So that's me. So I know that you're interested and let me know your platform because technically, I mean, I'm going to support Mac, Linux, and Windows for now. I think we have Linux online, Windows for sure, but you can easily play with Proton on Linux. But I think we have a native version online now. Do we? Not sure if I've actually. I think it's released. I'm like 100% playing on Linux, by the way. I have Windows installed, obviously for testing, but I, I really don't use that for playing anymore. I used to do that, but nowadays everything runs so smoothly on Linux. I hardly, or basically I never play. I played League of Legends on Windows because I think that has issues on Linux, but besides that, I don't think I have used Windows to play anything in the last 10 years, at least. Oops. What's that's I would say it's a bit funny. I would technically still play games on Windows, but I have friends who say they wouldn't, they don't have it installed and they wouldn't even install it even for I don't know, for playing some game that's not available on Linux. So I'm absolutely going to have a native build of CtrlC for Linux again. Oh, not again, but have that for the release. I just don't know if I can make it in time for the release or if it joins later. And the same applies for Mac. I have a native Mac version because I'm developing on a Mac at home and on a Linux system here. So Windows is really just for testing. But since nobody asked, and it's actually even, I think it's even, no, is it actually, is it, I think it's an X64, like, or is it a Silicon version? I don't know if it's like native ARM build. Okay, I would need to check that. But yeah, nobody has asked for it yet. And the Discord you find at tag at Johannes or whisper him to get a key. Yeah, right. Thank you. Thank you for pointing that out. Oops. It's so frustrating when you hit the wall by like 1 pixel because you were trying to cut corners. That's I mean, basically that's why we play that kind of games, right? But it's still at the very moment it's like frustrating even though you know that it's your fault. I mean, the default settings, it's very forgiving. You only lose points, so you can't lose the entire game. This is a game of life element, by the way. I don't know if you know like computer science or nerd stuff, but then you may know of Conway's Game of Life, and that's actually Game of Life implemented in Lua inside one of these elements. So you can have any Game of Life pattern that fits into a like track element and have Game of Life running there inside the game. So it's not it's not like hard coded, but it's Lua code that you could easily change. So even if you have like the editor, you can make your own Game of Life elements by just copying the source of the element and adding your own starting config, which is, I don't know, I really like that. It's so cool. The hardest element ever. Let's see. I know. Okay, that was cursed from the beginning. That part works, but okay. Honestly, oh man. No. Just, it's always by one big pixel, like one block size. That's why. Why does that happen? Well, anyway. Hint, in the beta, your high score gets saved online and you get full access to the editor and everything else. Yeah, true. I mean, the beta is obviously like the full game. I mean, that doesn't mean you have the full game once it releases, but for now you can test it and yeah. And the editor, I think, is also cool to use. I mean, technically, because it's based on the same code, the editor is included with the demo, but you can't play your own levels in the demo because that's not possible. You could only turn in the levels and send them to me, and I can include them. With the beta version, you can of course play your own levels. That's part of the fun. If you like modding or making levels, of course. If not, then well. We played that level already? Looks like. Did I just replay? Oops. No. Maybe it would be interesting to see. Hmm. I don't know. I have many ideas what can still be. What did I just hit replay? I just hit replay. That's why. Okay, it makes sense because I was thinking that the likelihood for this to happen randomly is pretty low. But yeah, I think it would be nice. I'm just thinking about how that online platform for the challenge could work. And actually, it would be nice to have like a way to maybe just get ghost tracks if you want from like random players that have had the same or have played the same level code. I mean, the likelihood is still small, but it may have happened already. And then you could have someone to compete against if you want. I don't know. Like I said, you can still of course like put up a challenge and then it's more targeted, but you could automatically add that if somebody plays a level that somebody else has ever played and has uploaded his ghost track 4. I don't know. Oops. Game of Life element. That element that I just passed through was also made recently to show how to make level elements. Ah, that's something I haven't talked about much. So you can make level elements. I think I haven't. Have I put up a tutorial? I don't think so. Have I? I always think about making one, but I think I haven't uploaded one yet, or I haven't like prepared one yet. Because you can create track elements, of course not, well, technically animated ones by importing the single frames, but you can create level elements as basically bitmaps in tools like Sprite. If you know game dev, pixel art, then you probably know Sprite. I mean, it doesn't have to be Sprite, but that works, for example. I don't know, GIMP or whatever. And if you use the right dimensions, you can basically just have a black and white image and have that imported in the editor, in the level editor, and use it as a track element. Oh my god, what's going on? I'm hitting the wall like every 2 meters in this game. And 1 meter is like 1 block size length. Let me tell you. No. I'm always... you know, the first time I make it through that element, I'm going to party. It's... I have... It's... it's... It really... It... It keeps me... I feel incomplete not having finished that level element without hitting the wall. I don't know if you understand that. It's like an always open question if I can ever make it, as long as I haven't. That what I'm just delivering here doesn't look like I'm ever going to manage. Like, I know. But I am sure I will be able to do that at some point. It's just a matter of when. Oops. No. One, like I said, it's always like 1 block too early, too late, shifted by 1 block, whatever. That's the whole deal. No. Okay, but saved. Kind of saved. Kind of saved. Back in the days you had, I think you always, like the default was you had 5 lives. Like, you could hit the wall 5 times and then you would have lost the game. I'm now at, like, you only lose points. And you have infinite lives, but... Oh, we have that element in there again. But at least the hardcore mode will have like 1 life. And maybe I'm going to introduce certain levels with constraints. Like you only have like n lives, and if you don't make it, you need to restart the entire level. No chance to revive or to continue from the spot where you hit the wall. You know? There are Pong players playing again up there. We'll meet them in a second. Oh no! Why is that happening? Okay, I'm in a rush, guys. I'm in a rush. No. Ah, wrong direction. That's... You have these tank controls, you know, so like you're controlling it as if it was a, I don't know, remote controlled vehicle that you're steering looking from the top. And I never have any issues with that unless... Now, I don't know, I was trying to steer left and steered right, and that never happens to me. I don't know why it happened just now. Maybe I really should have that coffee that I mentioned. If you want to organize or participate in tournaments, join the officially unofficial community Discord server. Yeah, good point. We have an officially unofficial Community Discord server. Wait a minute. Insert coin to continue. Wasn't that some kind of microtransactions and pay to win already on arcades? Technically, yes. But you can't insert coins here. Sorry. You can only restart from the beginning. Well, I don't know. I mean, if people really wanted to have I don't know, microtransactions to restart the game, I'm happy to build that. No, just kidding. It would be fun though. Do you think there's any game that does that, like an arcade machine, but you really have to pay real money on mobile? Maybe. I have no idea. I've never heard of that, but I mean, honestly, I could imagine that exists. And did I hit replay? Was that replay? I don't know. The rain is not my friend just now. Oh, I really need to scan every track before playing to see if there's that level element. I really need to fix that. I'm sorry, like I said, for every beta tester who's run into that same issue. That really shouldn't happen. Oops. That also shouldn't happen. Oops. No. Can I make room for a professional maybe who's taking over from me? Where are these professional streamers when you need them? I'm just the developer of the game. I'm not a professional player. As you may have seen just now. Oh my goodness. What was that? What was that? Honestly, what was that? I love that spiral. I don't know how you feel about that. I don't know if, am I weird? I have like specific feelings about single elements. So I love that spiral. I really like it a lot. And there are many elements that I don't have any specific feeling for, but I love the spiral. This one is always, I mean, it's not too bad, but it's always, I know that I wanted to be mean when I created it. It's not too hard, but the steepness doesn't match the movement direction, so you need to adjust. It's not tricky though. Maybe I should get a... Sorry, guys. Maybe I should... Let me check something quickly. Maybe... Well, for fun, you could implement a wallet which gets filled by a score divided by 100,000 per run, so people would nearly never run dry. So pay to restart could actually be a thing. I don't know, that might make people nervous. I know exactly how I would feel because I'm always I don't know, that's a pattern that I observe with myself all the time. Like when I have something for free, I save it up, so because I always feel like there's going to be a time when I can make better use of it. I don't know if that's understandable. Like when Netflix had a free testing, I don't know, week or month, I didn't use it because I was like, yeah, okay, but maybe I can't make ideal use of it now, so let me not use that now, but when I have more time. It ended that in Germany they stopped offering that, I don't know, like 2 or 3 years ago, and so now I'm stuck and never had my free month or week of Netflix. Just because I couldn't decide to commit a time that might trigger that kind of feeling. I'm not sure though. Maybe it's okay. Oops. Yesterday I told I don't know if if there's an overlap of people being here now and people who were there yesterday, last night. Last night I was online like 10 p.m. to 11:30 more or less. European, like German time, European time. And I was talking about who else is taking part in the Steam Next Fest. And there are a bunch of studios from, like, game developers from Germany, not from Germany, from Rhineland-Palatinate, so the state where I'm based, that are actually taking part, some friends with their games, or some people that at least I know from like meetings. For example, what I really love, I haven't been able to check it out, and I doubt I'll make it because, I mean, time is running out in, yeah, we have like 1 hour, 20 minutes left. But I really wanted to check out Pioneers of Pagonia by the makers of the original Settlers series. I don't know if that's known too much internationally, but in Germany that's a real legend. They are based in near Mainz, which is like the capital of Rhineland-Palatinate. And there's Anstoß, no, not Anstoß, a Goal-Getter. Sorry, that's a football game by a nice company that I know quite well from Mainz. And I think there's something else. There is definitely something else. I just don't recall who was part of it. But these two I know for sure. But I'm afraid I won't make it to try these out because I'm playing CtrlC, which of course makes a lot of sense. But that's how game devs miss out the whole fun about gaming. Oops. So close. So close. Level times 25,000, I meant. Level times 25,000? Oh, you mean score divided by level times 25,000? That could be an approach, but still, I don't know if you. I mean, it's not. I mean, if it was really an arcade game, that would be fun. I mean, it's since the origins are actually on a home computer. I still call it arcade game because it feel like I don't have a better English term for calling that kind of game. And I thought about like making a real arcade machine for it because it would fit, I would say. I still want to make like a machine where you can just play the game and it looks like a arcade, like an old arcade machine. Just haven't managed. Whoa. No, when you hit the wall here once in that direction, you can't make it in. You can't fix that. It's just lost. You'll hit the wall another 2 or 3 times. No. Some of these elements actually remind me of like my days at school in a sense, because like I said, I started working on that while I was still at school, so one of the elements of the previous track reminded me of, I don't know, like coming home, having dinner after school. I don't know. I wonder if that's like an authentic memory, or if I just romantically assign that. No. The first animated elements, by the way, were pretty simple and didn't have much going on because they were much harder to create than today. Today there's a frame-based animation tool, and there are like convenience functions such as this one. So this thing is just works by drawing a rotating rotating line, and these like draw a line primitive things, for example, or draw, I think there's also a draw box and a circle. That didn't exist for a long time, so I needed to do everything like pixel wise, and that of course has sped up things quite a bit now when developing new animated elements. Like the one at the very bottom here, you see these two dots moving up and down. That's one of the earliest animated elements that I had, and like everything is really pixel painting and removing in Lua by hand, and so that's why it took a while to build such an even such a simple element. Today that would be a matter of, I don't know, I could make that in like 2 minutes, literally. It's also like a fixed animation, so no real coding necessary, so it's really straightforward. But I need to put like a YouTube series, or I think I'm going to make like a YouTube series about the editor and how you can make use of that to create your own levels, and maybe technically you can create your own campaign even, so you could add some really nice modding things to the game and have people play your entire like own campaign instead of like the built-in one. Technically, that's no big deal. I could just document how that works, and people could change that. So, modding and playing your own version of the game is something that's really deeply built in the concept of the whole game. Oops. This one is also one of the earliest animated elements up there, the upper right corner. That's a bit more complex than the two elements moving up and down, but still, that would also be a matter of a few minutes these days, but very few, maybe 3. Plus, I have been able to port the editor to iPad, so I can spend these minutes also on the sofa or wherever, and just it's just very relaxed level building these days. No. No! Okay, I hit the wall like 4 times in that element, right? Maybe that would also be interesting. That could be actually quite nice. Having some sort of statistics. I really need to collect all my ideas that I come up with in these streams here. You could have like a statistic, how often you failed in which particular element. That could be nice. And seeing like, okay, I failed, like this element always works, this element I hit the wall like 3 times on average. That could be an interesting kind of statistic to collect. Maybe I should build that, but not for the release version, I think. It's not really urgent, but it's maybe a nice feature for if you really want to analyze your player skills. No, why is this? I'm so stuck sometimes, right? You know what? I have an idea what we can do. So I was planning to have that stream for like 1 hour and a half. I could keep streaming, but I would just quickly have a quick break and start making coffee, and so I can rest my hand for like 5 minutes and grab like prepare a quick coffee, and then we could be back for like another half hour or so if you like. Would that be nice? Are you up for that? I don't see the statistics alive, so it's different from Twitch, where I always have like a number of viewers. I don't know how Steam counts that, but it's definitely different. It's by far different. And so I'm not sure if like people would be up for having a quick break. Now this was perfect. You see, this is how it, whoa, this is how it should be. And if you keep that up after that you can make it through an entire level without hitting the wall once. That was always my challenge to, you know, I mean, even if you could collide with the wall once or like 5 times, I often tried not to collide even once. And that's what I want to reflect with the hardcore mode that I'm introducing still. Oops. Just having that, okay. If you fail once, the race is over. No, I ran into the... My dear, why is this happening? I ran into the players. Oops. I don't know. How do you like the virtual dust like that I added? I like it. I just heard people complain about it because it was not retro then, and that's true. But I still like it. So I think I'm going to make it possible to disable or to turn on and off the more retro style and these little effects like independent from each other, so you can have both or only one or nothing depending on your personal preference. That's the easiest way, and everybody can have like his style, because I understand both sides kind of, you know, like authenticity, but also I like these little dust things, especially when you collide. That looks so cute, I would say. And also the eyes of the player, they add to clarity and everything, and I also find them cute, but technically they were not there in the original, and I think, yeah, you know, they add to the experience, but they don't add to the, how do I say, like the retro flair. So I think I'll make, I mean, the eyes can be turned off anyway. I'm just setting them on by default in the demo, but I think I'll add that to two two properties that you can set. Like one is the retro look, and the other is the effects, and the eyes and effects go together, and the retro part goes yeah, together, but not together with the effects, and you can turn on and off both independent from each other, so everybody should be happy with the result, I hope. Okay, meanwhile I find some food. About hitting the wall repeatedly. Remember feature request, not crashing for X milliseconds after crash. Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know if you're here. It's kind of cute. Yeah, it is, right? So I know what you're referring to, but I mean, what we could deactivate is crashing in the same direction again. But I think what you're addressing actually was fixed. So that very easy way of crashing the wall twice, I think I fixed that. I mean, the error exists also for a reason. If you crash another, like a second time, I don't know if there's a timeout necessary. You can just, I mean, you can just blame yourself for not correctly, you know, choosing the right direction to continue. So I wouldn't automatically forgive you when you run into the wall, even like without moving, but by choosing the wrong direction to continue. You know, if I want to go on that way, I feel that's perfectly fine to have another punishment if I do. Only if you like, if I drive here and crash again the same direction, then maybe that should be more forgiving. I don't know. But that automatic double crash when you, I think when you hit the brake, yeah, that's still in here, but I think that's fixed in the upstream version. I don't know if that's what you referred to. But in general, I wouldn't always, you know, always be forgiving if the player does that. I wouldn't always say, okay, your your sins are forgiven. I mean, you know, I'm up for discussion here, but I don't see why you shouldn't have consequences if you choose you know, the wrong direction here. Like that would be a situation where I get it. Okay, if you like involuntarily double press forward, for example, then that's okay. If you press the forward with the same direction multiple times, then I'm fine. We can make sure that doesn't give you a malus here, or like losing like negative score effect. But when you turn in the meantime, then I'm not that forgiving actually. Personally. Because I want to hold you accountable for your wall hitting things. You know. Okay guys, after this track I'm going to switch to the demo part, so you'll still see the stream up, but it's going to show the trailer. I'm going to quickly grab a coffee, like prepared. It's like I have set up a coffee machine right next to, like really literally next to me. I could grab the coffee cup with no effort, but there's no coffee in it, so I need to get water, add coffee powder. Is it powder? I don't know, you know what I mean. And I think I need to plug in the power, and then we're good to go. So sure, but I meant crashing again within 10 or 15 milliseconds. I don't know. After turning, I would say you crash. Without turning, I would say you don't. Is that okay for you? Like independent from the time, or maybe I mean we could have some side or some kind of downtime if you really wait for a second and then crash in the same direction again. Then I would say okay. I mean you obviously you want it, but you know for after changing the direction, I wouldn't say we need a time yet. I wouldn't say we need a timer. What do you? Are you really convinced that? I mean, we can try out both ways, but I would say same direction, okay. Maybe even without a timer. But different direction immediately. It's obviously your fault. Okay, guys. So don't run away. I'm only gone for like I don't know 3 minutes or so. Then I'll be back for. Let me see. Yeah, maybe I don't know if we'll really stream until Steam Next Fest ends, but for like at least another half hour, maybe we'll go through to 7. Let's see. Let's see how that turns out. Maybe that needs testing. Basically, I mean the panic crash when you get totally confused. I think part of that is resolved by that, like, break doesn't cause another crash thing. But I'll upload. I'll upload the like the next step for like after Steam Next Fest now is going to be having the beta test build on the same level as the demo, and see if we can have more upstream changes integrated, and then we need to see. I think that should be fixed there. Have you tried that in the demo actually? I don't know if it behaves differently. It should, I think, but I'm not entirely convinced. So, give me like 2-3 minutes and I'm back and we can play for some more time. I hope my internet connection is going to be stable enough to let us do that, but I'm positive at the moment. Yeah, I hope it works. Okay, so you're seeing the trailer for like I said, for a few moments, and then we're back. Oops, just changing the date here. Okay, stay tuned. I'm back in a few moments. here we are back, chat. And store page viewers. I'm really used to thinking in terms of Twitch streams. But I mean, this is a bit different here, of course. Wait a second. Okay, let's continue. The coffee is, I don't know if you hear anything, probably not. I think the compressor probably filters that out. But if you do hear something, it smells like nice coffee and it sounds like nice coffee being produced. Just like basically here. If I reach down now, that's the coffee machine. That's really an improvement. I'm back too. Welcome. Welcome back. That's nice. Do you have any disturbance? I guess that's only me in the monitor. Let us. I guess you haven't beaten my record yet. No. Okay. Like we can't play the campaign. Let's just play some more random levels, I would say. The campaign is nice, and I really like to show like what the game can do with it, and tell a bit of a funny and weird and crazy story. But for me, I mean, this mode is going to be the long-term motivation mode, like having random levels, having also the possibility to create them myself. That's, I think, part of the core motivation why I always get back to this game, because that's so nice, small portions of motivating gameplay. And really, when you want to be creative, you can easily create your own elements really quickly. These are like two I don't know, aspects that I really like about CtrlC. Stupid Christmas tree sparkles. I know, I turned 1 second too early. Or not a second, a split second too early. Okay, that was a... I was just about to say that was a double hit. That maybe we should remove. I don't know why I pressed forward twice, but... things happen. And I don't know, I think I got distracted by my coffee machine just when I... Guys, I'm sorry. Yeah. I'm playing so badly. Apparently my short time off to get some water and some coffee weren't enough to fully refresh my reactions and my focus and also my hands. I don't know. Oops. Oh, what I just realized. Let me just restart the game, because I think we have lost the background music. Apparently it doesn't loop. We should fix that. Apparently there's something to be improved. Usually I play shorter sessions, so I don't notice that, but I think that's what happened. Because actually it should have background music like this. Great, coffee is red. Oh, no, that's working. This is what it should look like. See? Interesting. I think I started the exact same version. Did I? Interesting. I don't know if you got an idea of what that slope does. Like, it pushes you to the outer side of the curve. Like, to the border, more or less. Let's see if it keeps working. No, that... let's see, but I'm afraid it's not working. I'm a little afraid it's not working. By the way, I'm just realizing I forgot something really important. In the credits of the demo, I'm going to add that. But, I mean, that's not final anyway, so... Oops. Okay, I'm afraid it's already... Yeah, okay. It's working once. Okay, that seems to be the thing. It seems to work once after you start. As exiting the game crashed the stream? It has? Oh, that's good to know. That's good to know. Okay, sorry for... Okay. Huh. Steam said broadcast ended, so I had to reload the page. Okay. That's unfortunate. Okay, good to know. I think it's because it always assigns a game, like, I mean, the stream appears on the game's page, so probably when I don't play a game on the Steam client, like the Steam client doesn't know I'm playing, then it may... But they should have some sort of grace period. Well, okay. Good to know for the next time we do that. Thanks. So we may have lost, well, part of the audience. Anyway. When you can speed, that's such a nice improvement, but, well, you have to get to that point. You know, Okay, made it through the rain, made it through the pong. That spiral is usually... I should have said that. I shouldn't have started saying that. I was about to say that spiral is usually pretty easy. But that, of course, jinxes it. So, I shouldn't have done that. Second pong, easy. Very easy straight line elements, hard. Surprisingly. Guinea pig, easy. Did I read all the chat comments, by the way? You get blown to the side by wind. It's not wind. It's actually, I mean, you could describe it like that, but it's more like supposed to be like a steep curve that's a bit... How do you say that in English? Like that's steep, and you drive around it, and you slide to the downhill. Like that's the idea. Launcher confirmed. So Steam only sees the launcher running all the time, but doesn't see the game. It's pretty easy when there isn't too much blood in your caffeine circulation. Are we... Okay, now it's launcher confirmed. Do you mean I should add a launcher so it's not a big deal if I restart the game? I mean, usually you shouldn't have to restart the game. I just restarted the game because the music had finished and apparently there's no forever replay. I thought there was, but I mean, that's not something I have tested thoroughly. Oops. At least this... Oh man, why? This Christmas tree has no blinking lights. Oh, okay, that's mean. Whoa. Why? Ah, okay, that was really not the best way through that blocky element over there. I like that hard element here. It looks nice and friendly to me. Other than other curve elements. Launcher for streaming, not for real thing. I hate launches, especially since we have launches that launch launchers, like Steam launching a launcher. Yeah, technically for streaming I could set up something that keeps running. Yeah, good point. That might be a good idea to try. I mean, if we live stream regularly on Steam, I think that's more of a, like, for events we have live streams, and otherwise I'm going to set up a like restreaming thing, and you can see recorded streams. So that's what most people do. Actually, also for Steam Next Fest, some people only have recorded streams that they show. I mean, I do live streaming anyway on Twitch, so why not do it here? But yeah, that would be probably a good solution. Let's see, how about streaming Xterm since you start the game in the terminal? No, it's not that easy. You can't just say I'm streaming that application. It has to be the application that Steam identifies as the game. So that's the thing, you know? But I mean, as a developer, I'm of course free to, like, build something that identifies as the game, but is not technically the core game that everybody gets. That's possible. That could still look to Steam like it's the original, like or it could still like say, okay, I'm the game running, but on my setup it's just a kind of launcher or something. I think that should be feasible. That happens when you want to say feasible and possible at the same time. Whilst, I mean, possible could have something to do with free and open source software, right? It could be possible, like, you could write free and open source software for it. I wonder, by the way, I mean, I see the, like, the viewer counts, like, I don't have them live, but I can see them afterwards, and they're pretty high, but I wonder how many people actually, how people are counted. I think many just quickly see the page or see the stream somewhere open and won't really stay. And of those who stay, I wonder how many are actually listening and how many are just watching. Because, I mean, I think the default is that the stream is muted. So I can imagine many people are just like occasionally watching the stream just for maybe a short moment and not actually listening. I don't know though. I mean, it's labeled as English, so everybody who's capable of speaking English should be able to realize that he should understand it. He, she, they. Usually that spiral is really easy and I'm perfectly capable of doing the timing, like turning at the edges, but not now. Move extreme autoren. No, it's not that simple. It doesn't use the program name. It's an it communicates with the SDK and this is how it tells that which game it is. It was only the program name. Then oops. Then it would be easier, true. But then everybody could kind of fake that. I mean, you can have people from your community stream to your Steam page. That's technically possible, even though I don't see that very often or even at all. I don't know if I've really seen that happening. But you can do that. You can allow other accounts to stream on your store page. And yeah, it makes sense that people cannot just rename the executable and then it's identified as something else. I see under the stream hundreds up to some thousand viewers, but the chat says 0 viewers, so maybe that high viewer count is a website soft test page, all the stuff combined. Yeah, but 0 in the chat. Yeah, okay, yeah, you need to. I mean, I had that in the. So yesterday there was like 1, 2, 3 people in the chat, but you need to open the chat explicitly apparently because there were more people who were actively watching. There was another number that sounded like, okay, these were the people who were intentionally watching, but were not in the chat in some way. I guess when you don't show the chat, but watch the stream, then you're counted like this, and these were like, I don't know, 50 or so yesterday. And I wonder what's that's going to be like today, but there's also a very high number, like 1,000 something, that I had as concurrent viewers peak. I don't exactly know how they count that. Many people will not join the chat. Many people will probably not even know that's a real chat. I'm on the Windows Steam app and chat was enabled by default. Oh, it was? Okay, because here on the web notification I had to turn it on. Okay. I don't know. No idea. Maybe I have, like I said, I have these friends from with whom I'm like on in a shared Discord space, some of whom are part of the next fest, and I can ask them if they know better which number means, because there are like, I don't know, 5 different numbers or so. I don't remember exactly, but it was confusing. Twitch is much easier in that sense, but I mean, here you have, of course, like passive viewers in the sense that they see, okay, there's a stream, somebody is playing the game, and they'll just briefly, maybe they'll stay even and watch, but more like they watch the trailer in the preview maybe, but I don't think they are counted as active. I don't know. I don't know if Steam actually... I mean, I could Google in the Steamworks documentation if there are details about what these numbers mean. And if they explain what is counted as what. But for like where I have the chat open just now is that announcement thing. There I needed to open the chat by clicking on like a button. Oops, we have that finish line bug. I don't know if you heard the explosion or the hit at the very end when we were finishing. That has been fixed in the demo already and will be fixed in the upstream version ASAP, as soon as I have a release ready. Oops. Oops. No. Oh man. You know, that looks totally simple, and it actually is. And then you think, okay, it's easy, I don't have to focus, and then you hit the wall 3 times in entirely unnecessary places. Really, I don't know. So, frustrating. But like I said, it's like, you know, 100% it's your fault. Oops. Not good, not good. Close. Nearly I could have fixed that. It was like I was losing control, but I thought I could still catch it, and it just hit that corner. Like, you know, you can also obviously like hit the corner like this, you know, when you drive. When the next diagonal step would be a wall, then of course that's a wall hit as well. Oops. Sleep. Guys, what's this? What am I doing? Oops. Coffee. More coffee. More coffee makes more performance. I'm not advertising misuse of caffeine or anything, but I mean, I don't know how I should play better without coffee. Oops. I don't know either. Never watched broadcasts on Steam before. Yeah, right. I mean, that's most of the time people don't live stream because they only show like re-lives. That's common, kind of, but most of the time people just restream their recorded stuff, and so live streams are not really common here, and so the chat is probably to people maybe even unknown that there is a chat. See, the spiral is easy now after some coffee without a single crash. Yeah. still the caffeine level is not yet sufficient to be at peak performance, but I'm getting there. I'm looking. I mean, I enjoy playing the game, but I'm also looking forward to our next dev stream. You know, I mean, if you do speak German, or if you don't mind, join the Twitch channel, or yeah, come to my Twitch stream, Andarian_live, where we develop the game. It's close to being released though, because like. It's still getting bug fixes, and the campaign is not yet complete, so that's still missing, of course. But I think besides that, other patches and ideas can be implemented when it's already live, so we know, or so I know, that people actually want that, because, I mean, it doesn't make sense to make bigger changes that nobody cares about, and some things only work if we have a player base, and so sure, it's a bit of a chicken and egg problem, but yeah, I hope it's going to be enough so the chicken can start breeding. I don't know, the image doesn't work here anymore, but you know. Oh, didn't check the track before. That's definitely one of the bugs that I need to fix first. I think it's actually fixed upstream, but that I need to release a fix for first. No. Mon Dieu, why is this happening? No! By one, I don't know, one block. No. I hit the goal bug again, the finish line bug. I don't know if you noticed, but there was a crash sound when I finished. That's the finish line bug. But like I said, it's already fixed in the demo. So if you tried the demo, you have... I mean, I'll leave it online for at least a few days, maybe forever, I don't know for sure. So if you haven't checked out the demo, you can do the show after the next fest, but you can also do so now. Oops. And if you know anybody who could like that kind of game, let him or her know. I need advocates who like the game and who talk about it. Because I talk about it as much as possible, but I'm not everywhere. So I need fans or people who spread the word. And the game is not mainstream enough to, I guess, make it into big streaming sessions or whatever. So we're limited in that sense. Passing the heart so smoothly and then hitting the wall at that spot. Man. So... the Twitch channel link? Yeah, thank you. Twitch TV/Andarian_live, the Twitch channel. Release is set to November 6th, may or may not be delayed a bit. Yeah, so I definitely want to release it in November. So internally I have set it to November 6th. like internally as in, like, Steam knows that I planned that, but I haven't released it. Like, the date, you can have that internally known. So since the streaming stuff is set up, there will be a dev stream on Twitch right after this stream, you said? Yes, yes. Today is probably too late. Let me see. But maybe briefly. I don't know. I can't promise that. I need to see. Maybe. I might have to go shopping. Those who are regularly in the stream know that kind of issue. But it's not that late yet, so... So, if you're watching this live, there's a chat and you can ask questions if you have any, by the way. Just to make sure everybody can take his chance. Or you can leave comments or whatever. Tell me what your favorite Steam Next Fest demo is or was or is. Many will leave their demos online, I guess, after the end, also at least for a few days. Because, I mean, that week is... It's not too little, but on the other hand, I mean, there are so many things that are really cool that you may want to check out, that also for streamers, they can't keep up with everything. They focus on, like, Next Fest content, so that's why I think, like, some indies at least say, okay, we're definitely going to leave the demo online for a bit more, maybe even in general. Like, I'm considering that as well. I mean, I definitely have it. Is it working yet? No. I definitely want to have a demo after release. I just don't know if it's going to be that demo for the entire time. But on the other hand, I might just leave it because, honestly, I mean, I think it's not a bad, you know, indicator of what the full game is going to be about. It doesn't spoil anything also. I mean, besides the first two parts of the campaign. But actually, I definitely want to touch one part of that again. Not the story itself, but the images. I have decided to make a small change there. But, I mean, yeah. That's not such a big deal. Oops. No. But we definitely need, like, for the upcoming streams, we need to focus on, like, bug fixing. That, of course, is still a priority. But also building the campaign. That has a high priority because that needs to be finished. If we want to stay with the release date, then it needs to be finished in like 1.5 weeks or like 2 weeks. Which is why I'm not sure if I want to stay with the release date, 6th November. Maybe it's more like towards the end of the month, but we need to see. Maybe I can make everything work. No, I haven't. It's that element again. Later early is just a question of how much sugar you add to the coffee. Oh, I don't add any sugar ever. Lack of demos is what brought me to the Pirate Bay to get unofficial extended demos. Yeah, I'm definitely a fan of demos in general. The question is if if it makes sense to I want to have a demo for the released version. I wonder if it makes sense to take the demo offline while preparing for the release. But on the other hand, I don't really see why that would make any difference. So I'll probably leave it online the whole time. So then Steam Next Fest would just have been the release spot for the demo. I just haven't fully made up my mind about that. I want to check out what the arguments of the others are, because I know that many companies or many developers will take their demos offline, either immediately after the end of the event, or like in the next days, or like 2 weeks. And I don't know exactly what their considerations are, but I mean, they will have thought about it and maybe have some experience, so I may miss a point. I think it could be about like not kind of spoiling people too much. If you have a story-based game and you release a bit more for the next fest, and I don't know what the exact motivation is, so I'm not 100% sure what I'll do. But I definitely want to have a demo like that's available when the game is released, because I totally see the added value. And I mean, I have a demo now; it's fully working. So I don't have one for. I have another game online on Steam that's not a regular game. It's a learning, an educational game for kids, where you can learn times tables by throwing darts at balloons to solve like multiplication exercises. And that doesn't have a demo because I haven't built one yet, so I think it would make sense to have one, but I haven't had the time to make one. And so that needs one still, but since here I have one, I'm definitely going to have it online the latest when the release is out again. I don't know how you feel about that. I really like how these little dust clouds, these square dust clouds pop out when you hit the wall or when you speed. I don't know, I just like that. So cute from my perspective. It's like very blocky, but also very cute. Cute blockiness. This is actually a cozy game, but it's disguised as a core game for arcade players. Right? Mais non. Why am I hitting the wall here? Tricking people into buying things they wouldn't buy if they know what the game is like, to artificially increase sales, and tricking the algorithm, that seems to be the only point to me. Dust clouds, it's dust clouds from running so fast. It's not fart clouds. Fast, not fart. Did I say fart? Of course it's dust clouds. What did I say anything else, or is it just your head that makes up this, I don't know, this oops. Oh, I thought I was doing great, but now I'm not anymore. No. No. Oh, I did not see this coming. Really. No seeing this coming. Oh, come on. Guys, I think it's about time to finish for now. I mean, not exactly now, but I mean, we have a few minutes left to 7. And then Steam Next Fest will be officially over. I'm going to miss this. I hope you too. I think it's really nice. I like events. I don't know. I like that kind of, yeah, we have that special time now and we all do X, Y, Z. I don't know. I like that. It has some, it's like, I mean, I also really love Gamescom. I couldn't be there this year, but I like that kind of offline events as well. But I don't know, Next Fest was also, particularly since I had more people who were participating from the dev side, I think that was nice. I'm really glad I could make it in time for the demo this time. Oops. Because there was like, I was not entirely sure it would work out because I was really late with everything. So thanks Valve or Steam for being really quick. But yeah, I'm really happy it worked out. Particularly, I knew of like one other product or company, and now it was a few. That was really cool. It's, I don't know, it feels a bit like you're like graduating together, or I don't know, being in the same course at university or something, and like passing the exam or writing the exam. I don't know if that makes sense for you, but to me that's a bit how I feel about that. Just me joking? Oh, okay. About the dust clouds, you mean, I guess. Okay. We don't have a new record for the daily level, do we? I guess no, so let's check it out, but I guess we won't. Still number 1. Okay. Oops. Why did I steer here? That makes no sense at all. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm really getting to the point where I'm officially tired. Hit the rain again. Oh, okay. Diagonally against the rain is not the best direction to take. I understand that. Oh, no. But why? But why? No. I think I'd like to have that also for mobile, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that earlier, but I think I want to make a mobile version as well at some point. I mean, I have mentioned that in my stream, but I thought about that recently and how much effort it would take, and I want to have that. I want to be able to play it also on my phone or my tablet. Phone is even nicer, I think, because that's what you always have with you when you're, I don't know, going somewhere. And this game would, I think, be really that would be a good match for having something challenging that you always, you know, that doesn't take much time. It's like, casual hardcore game or casual core game or whatever. I would like to have that. I don't know if that's going to find its audience, but I'd like to have it. I want to build that at some point. I don't know when, but... Oopsie. I want to have it. Guys, 3 minutes to 7, I think we should call it a day, but is touch input on phones fast enough? I would assume that works, why not? Casual core sounds like a new genre. Yeah, casual core, why not? Casual. I don't know. Increase my personal best a tiny bit, but not enough. Okay, nope. I think touch input would probably be okay. I haven't tried it, but... I mean, we could reduce the speed a little, but then, of course, we couldn't compete with the PC players. I don't know. I need to test. We need to test that. Guys, it's been a pleasure playing CtrlC for you, with you. I hope many of you checked out the demo. If you haven't, feel free to do so now. I'll leave it online after the event ends. Maybe until, like, maybe indefinitely, maybe for another 1-2 weeks. Then it may be offline until the release. I don't know how I'll go about that. Yeah, check out the demo. Follow me on social media, like Andarian Games on Instagram, on TikTok, on YouTube, on Twitter, /X, on LinkedIn, on Steam. Thanks for all of you who checked out the demo the last 7 days. If you want to leave any comments, feel free to do so. You can reach me, I don't know, via mail. There's a contact form that's linked on the Steam profile. There's a Discord server that's linked on the Steam profile. You can reach me there. Google Andarian Games and write me over one of the socials. Feel free to reach out. I'm happy to hear from you. If you like, send me your draft. You found the editor in the demo. And yeah. Thanks for your attention. Remember, guys, if you join the closed beta, you have 5 hours to beat the high score. You get a key. If you write me there. Yeah, 5 hours for today's high score. That's true. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it from my side. Wishlist the game if you haven't done so. Like I said, play the demo. Stay tuned for more for the release version. I hope you had a great time, and yeah, sad it's over, but Steam Next Fest is over. See you again at some point. Bye bye.